G'day guys, welcome to the first video of the UXPin journey I'm about to go on. For those that don't know me, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm Andrew. I am the CEO of UXPin. For those following along on LinkedIn, you probably know who I am already. But I guess my background, previously I was the CEO of Teamgate CRM, a great company that I really enjoyed working with. And since December, I've moved into the CEO role at UXPin. So I am a non-technical CEO, so I'm not a developer or a designer. I have some exposure to things, but I am in no way a developer or have any coding experience or anything like that. So um, over the next sort of couple of weeks, we're going to be going through and exploring UXPin. Obviously, since I've taken over in December, a lot of my focus has been on the back end around processes, efficiency, and things like that. So, obviously, I'm a little bit familiar with the tool. I've helped redesign the trial experience, which was a big needle mover for us since December. But this will be the first time that I've actually jumped in as a learner and as a user into the system. So I'll start from scratch and go through the system like anybody else would. Why am I doing it in the open? I think it's of course I'd be lying if I said it wasn't about exposure. Of course, it's about exposure. The more people that watch. The more people that get exposure and see what UXPin can do, even in the hands of someone who is probably useless at the tool. But the second thing is accountability, right? A lot of people that have been through fitness journeys or things like that will often do it in the open, simply because they're held accountable by their friends and family and peers and things like that. So doing it in the open, I'll be extremely honest. But then, it'll also help me generate tasks and things that I can take away to my team to implement. And that's going to be done publicly. So you guys can hold me accountable for that as we go through. What can you expect? Probably some swearing along the way, some frustration. Like I said, I'm non-technical, but we'll work our way through it. It's going to be pretty raw, unedited, and public learning. So, as I said, I've got a document, a live document open that I'll be filling out through this process over the next couple of weeks, which have takeaways, learnings, and stuff from my side, but also for my team to go away and help improve this tool. So I'm also going to make that document live and accessible to anyone who watches these videos. So if you want to access that, let me know. Either throw a comment below, and I will share that link with you. And that way, especially if you're technically minded, you can add to those tasks. If your technical eyes see something that I don't, that could improve our product. I'm all ears. We want this tool to be designed for the end user at the end of the day. So that's what we're doing this for. Of course, I'm going to be posting this on LinkedIn, but it's also going to go on my YouTube channel, which has zero content currently. This will be the first video, so go ahead and follow there if you want to follow along. Otherwise, I'll be posting these pretty regularly throughout my socials. For today, it's going to be pretty short and sweet. I've already taken up a fair bit of time. I have, over the last 48 hours, reviewed a lot of UXPin support documents and videos, the first of which you can probably see here if I minimize my head, is the UXPin merge tutorial series, which is on YouTube, and also the UXPin product demo. So between these two series, I've got a general basic understanding of what the tool should look like, the navigation and things like that. And I've also started to explore some of the UXPin merge support documentation. So I'll continue to review that over the next couple of weeks as we go through this process. But those are the two main places that I've started this journey. Otherwise, today I'm gonna go through the sign up process. We're gonna have a look at my first impressions when we go from the website into the trial experience. We'll have a quick play around and navigate, and then we'll continue building out a project over the next couple of videos. So let's get started. So, obviously, we first want to start by jumping into the UXPin website and signing up for a trial. I've already pre-filled a lot of the details and gone through the verification process to verify my phone. And now I'll hit the sign up form and let's see what happens. Validation failed. Great. Good start. This is my number, which is very dangerous. So it's probably going to go on LinkedIn, and I'm going to get a million outbound phone calls. If you outbound me, I will probably block you. So please don't. I assume that capture failed because it's been sitting there for about 10 minutes while I psyched myself up to get on camera. All right, so here we are. We've just jumped into the trial experience. Okay, so a quick walkthrough video. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. Okay, so view settings. So there's two views. So we've got a design view and a UI build view. I assume this is our merge focused view, so dev focused. Libraries. So these are our coded component libraries. So we can use coded components from scratch. AI component creator, which I am very familiar with. The properties panel on the right hand side. Preview and handoff. So our get code button. So this is where you can go to preview your designs and also export the code. And it's now telling me go to other projects or start from scratch. Okay, cool. So let's follow her instructions. Okay, so I don't really know what I'm doing here. So we've got start here, but it's not really a CTA. It's quite blank. All right, so support's just popped up. No, leave me alone. So start here. Okay, so I've got a couple of trial kits. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's go with MUI trial kit because I am familiar with the MUI terminology. All right, so we've got some what looks like templates here that I can start from scratch. Rather than start from scratch, or I can go back to projects. Oh, here we go. This is a different dashboard and a new walkthrough. Okay, I don't like this. So that's probably one to go on the task list. Is the second walkthrough that didn't pop up the first time? It looks like it took me to somewhere else. All right, let's start by creating your first project. So I guess another point here, we've got a new project up here, call to action. A call to action here says start by creating your first project, and then a prototyping progress start here. So it's a little bit confusing. 3 different areas to start my trial. So another point for reflection. But let's start here. Let's call this test and create the project. All right, so another option. So design with coded components, start a new prototype, import sketch images or documents. So that's pretty cool if you've got a design already sketched out or something done. Maybe you did it through ChatGPT or the like. I'm going to go design with coded components. And I'm going to go MUI V5. So I want the merge experience. All right. So we've dropped into the canvas. Back into the canvas. This is probably where I started, right, when I first signed in. I've got the quick start. All right, so some more onboarding. Some cool videos, patterns and templates, which I've just kind of explored. And then some other stuff here. And then what else do we have? Okay, and there's those templates that I've just seen. So again, it's a little bit confusing. Maybe the templates and resources being here is great because I can access them straight from here. Do I need to go back to that dashboard? Maybe not. Right, on the left-hand side here, these are sort of the layouts of your design. So if you've got multiple pages, layers and things, this is where they'll populate if I start designing things. So you can see there, I've just put an autocomplete coded component into the canvas and it's appeared on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is our properties panel. So this is where I could edit this component on the right. noting it is merge. We're working with coded components. So anything that we do with this, we can eventually export in code. What else can we look at? All right, design view versus UI build view. All I can really see the difference here is these tools disappear. So which view do I want? I don't really, and there's also an add your code library button. If I go into the UI build view, I don't really know which one I should be looking at. I guess if I'm playing the role of developer, I want UI build view, but it's still a little bit unclear. So probably something else to consider for the team as we go through here. We've got the canvas size. So depending on what we're building, it looks like we can do different templates. So if I want to go iPro 15, I've got an iPhone 16. I got it the other day. First upgrade since my iPhone 10. Doesn't look like it's there yet, but we'll go back to our standard. What else can we play with here? All right, so we've got different categories for our coded components. So I guess great if you want to start with some pre-built components. We can start building out a canvas, nesting them and things like that. And then we've also got the AI component creator, which I'll dive more into tomorrow. The other thing I've noticed is, so the videos that I went through, so the merge, the mini course and the merge product demo, the UI was different. So that's probably something that I've also noticed. So again, a task that I've already added to the working document is, it's time to update those videos because it's a little bit confusing coming in and seeing a different UI, especially if I'm going to go back to those documents and those videos to reflect as I go through and build as part of this project. So that's, I guess, my first look and feel. As I look around, we've also got a documentation tab. I have no idea what this means. I'm going to have to look into the support docs. If I go back into the design, there's an upgrade now button down here. Help is hidden. So I want to know, there we go, chat with us. Could probably be more prominent if I want to talk to support. But yeah, I guess first impressions, look and feel wise. When I go back to the UXPin website, it looks pretty cool, right? It's a very nice, clean UI, UX. It has a lot of cool features spoken about on the homepage. A lot of good examples, documentation, templates. If I'm being completely honest, I'm probably a little bit underwhelmed when I come in here. It's a pretty blank canvas. I would really like for someone who's non-technical to start with probably a template, whether that's forced on me or not. But maybe at the start during that walkthrough video, the last prompt is, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with a blank canvas or a template? What are you looking to design? And then we start there. So probably also something to consider, and maybe a good test that we can run to see if we get more engagement with people in a trial if we start with a canvas. What else? I think that's all I'll probably go through today. We're getting up there in time, so I'll call it there today. Obviously, some outstanding tasks here around. The main task there is to update our docs and support videos to reflect the new UI, and then I'll put some other considerations in here around, A/B testing, trial, commence with a template versus blank. So yeah, that's it from me. What I'll go through in the next video is probably I'll start creating with the AI prompt component creator. See what we can generate there. In the interim, I might go and jump on ChatGPT and maybe create a fake company with a fake branding document and see if we can feed some of that data into the AI prompt creator and component creator tomorrow, and then we'll also start from scratch to see if we can do anything else there. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. It was very rough, As I told you at the start, expect that. It's going to be pretty raw. Expect potentially toddlers to come bursting through the door at any stage. But yeah, if you've got any feedback, let me know. If there's anything else you'd like me to cover, let me know, of course. And if you want to, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.